Well, hey, good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Jason Bennett,
And I'm Andy Harper.
and I'm the. If you don't know, I'm the founder of the Murfreesboro Coal Patrol. Andy works with the Coal
I
Patrol.
volunteer with the Coal Patrol.
That's right. And today we're here to talk to you about something that's happening right now at 9 a.m. this morning. There's a city ordinance that's being enforced on a large group of people.
30 plus.
30 or so, yeah, 30 plus people here in Murfreesboro. And this city ordinance is unconstitutional. That's what we want to talk about.
Yep. So we kind of thought everybody would like to know that as we're rolling this out this morning, Thursday morning, all of these camps are being evicted. And it's a city ordinance that was enacted when, Jason?
2011, during the Occupy Wall Street movement, there was a bunch of people that put up tents on the Civic Plaza, and they were disrupting business, apparently.
Sure.
So they created this ordinance.
Yeah, totally reasonable ordinance
camping.
to have. Absolutely.
Yeah, ban camping on city property.
Sure. And so in the years since that ordinance passed, tell me what's happened with that ordinance.
Well, yeah, they've actually gone back and amended it and updated it several times to kind of to encompass tent campers that are in the homeless community, and so they've used it to, whenever there was a problem with a particular campsite or something like that, they've used it as their law to be able to fall back on to issue eviction notices and say, hey, you can't be on this property because we have this here law in Murfreesboro.
So while we've not always, liked the situation, of course it's a bad situation for everybody and there's no easy solution, but we've all been very happy to maintain the status quo kind of that we have and do our best with what we have. Some things have changed on the legal front nationally. Tell us about that, Jason.
Well, that ordinance was passed in 2011 here in Murfreesboro, but a year prior to that, in Bell versus Boise, there was an encampment of people in Boise, Idaho that had been through some stuff, and they kept on getting evicted, and so the city was using an ordinance identical, essentially, to the one that Murfreesboro has, and a lawyer picked it up and said, hey, you know what, this is BS. We're gonna help you fight, and so they took it to court. And eventually it ended up through the federal court process. That's the 9th District. And the 9th District ruled that it was absolutely unconstitutional because the city of Boise didn't provide adequate resources. They didn't provide adequate shelter or an adequate alternative for people to be able to do something if they evicted them. So essentially what they said was that creating this ordinance criminalizes homelessness. It criminalizes sleeping on public property, while being homeless, and it's just
right.
It's inhumane.
Which is, and having a place to sleep, having a place to eat, has been deemed a basic human right, and so it's a violation of a human right,
of a basic human right,
and therefore a constitutional violation that's being put upon our friends.
Yeah, according to the Ninth Circuit, that it's a violation of the 4th, the 8th, and the 14th Amendment. So it's violating several constitutional rights of people.
Right. And so all of that came from a 2015 Department of Justice filing, and we're going to do the same thing.
We're going to do the exact same thing. So in 2015, there was a DOJ filing that said, hey, we believe this is unconstitutional, and absolutely the DOJ sided with them, and so did not only the 9th Circuit, but the Supreme Court sided with them back then. All the way up. The Supreme Court sided and said, hey, it's absolutely unconstitutional to literally criminalize homelessness. If you have what we have here in Murfreesboro, and I assume everywhere else, is we have private property and we have public property. So private property is kind of a no-brainer. You can't just pop up a tent and say, "Ooh, I'm staking my claim," right? So all you have is public property. And whenever someone goes to camp somewhere, and a city comes in and says, "Hey, you can't camp here because we've created this stupid ordinance," You know,
That's unconstitutional.
It's unconstitutional, and the federal courts have said it, and the Supreme Court has said it. As recently, this case, Bell versus Boise, was appealed very recently, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court and just was ruled on December the 17th of 2019. So just 3 weeks ago, this was ruled on. The Supreme Court said we're not going to hear it. There's already precedent. This is established law that it's unconstitutional to do this, to criminalize homelessness, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah, and so it comes down to having an alternative place for the people that you're evicting to go to,
and we just simply don't have.
We don't have that. Our city government has been saying and talking about trying to do that for several years now, and I guess it's coming to a head.
It's coming to a point where you have to say, okay,
something's got to change a little bit, and so today everyone's getting evicted unconstitutionally, and so we thought you should know. We are going to be out this evening. Well, you can tell us about that, Jason. Jason's got some things planned for this evening. We'd love some support, see some friendly faces.
Yeah. Tonight there's a big city council meeting. It's Thursday, and once a month the city council meets, and they got, unfortunately for the city council, they've got several really big items on the agenda tonight where pretty much the community hates them. And is already mad at them anyway. And then there's going to be another group of us out there, and we're going to be trying to draw attention to this thing. And what we're really drawing attention to is the fact that we're going to file our own DOJ complaint. Just like this Boise case. We're going to file our own DOJ complaint. And we have precedent to win. Supreme Court has heard things even as recently as just a few weeks ago. And they said, look, the precedent, it's settled law. The precedent is there. We're not even going to hear the darn case.
We wouldn't take this on if we weren't 100% certain, that it's a win.
We can win. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely going to win. At the same time, we love our city, and we love the leadership of our city.
Yeah.
We've been working with all of them for a number of years, and it's been fantastic, and we do love them. We hope to continue to do so in the years to come. What we'd like to do is challenge our city to step up and be a leader in this area, and really show the country what our community can do if we really put our mind to it. This is a great opportunity for us to stand out amongst our peers and really shine. And so we are we're gonna hope that everybody's gonna join us and jump in
absolutely.
Fight.
The big deal is that Murfreesboro repeals this ordinance. It was unconstitutional when they created it for Occupy Wall Street movement because of the First Amendment, and it's unconstitutional now. The way they're using it now is just a dumb law. It's not law. It's not law.
Sure. So sometimes the public has to step up and get a little involved and make sure the ship is being steered properly, and that's what we're going to do right now. So that's about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Come join us tonight.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Come out and join us, and we hope to see you there.
All right, see you.
Thanks.